What's going on, everyone? I'm here to help you fix your slice. I'm going to go over 3 things that your body might be doing to cause you to slice the ball, how to assess yourself to see if they are, and what you could do to fix it so you can hit the ball further and straighter and shoot lower scores. What's going on, everybody? I'm Joe. I'm a physical therapist and golf performance coach, and I'm here to help you fix your slice by fixing your body. So one of the first things that most golfers probably come across in their research as to why they're slicing the ball is because they're coming over top of the slot, basically. Basically, all that means is that your club face and your club path is coming over this ideal plane that you want to deliver the club on so that you can deliver the face squarely at the ball. Now, a lot of times in my experience in working with golfers is that they have a hard time moving their pelvis independently from their upper body. That ends up meaning that you're throwing your arms over the club path and the slot to deliver the club to the ball because it's so much easier because you're not getting your hips to move first. So what we want to do is we want to test that. So the first thing that you can do to test and see if this is causing part of your slice problem is this simple test right here. All you're going to do is get into a 5-iron golf posture pretty much, right? You're going to cross your arms against your chest, and then from here we want to keep our upper body as quiet and as still as possible. And what we want to do is we're going to try to rotate our hips in a circle fashion, okay? Now your knees can move a little bit, but I don't want them kind of going all over the place, okay? Now from the back side, this is what it's going to look like, okay? I don't want you to be rocking side to side or doing this. And also, if you're still moving your upper body as you're trying to rotate your hips, that is not ideal. That means you did not pass the test, okay? And that could be causing you to start the swing with your upper body. Now, what's a real simple fix if you failed that test? Just grab your driver or something sturdy. First thing I want you to do is start with your feet together. Put the driver straight out in front of you, arms pretty outstretched. You're going to put about 30 to 40% of your weight through your arms, through your driver, straight down. And then I just want you to work on twisting at the hips, just like so. And I would recommend starting real slow, just like so. And we want to go 10 to 15 times each direction. As this gets easier, you can start to speed up a little bit more. Again, the goal is to try to keep your upper body as still as possible. So as you're going, and if this gets easier, try to make less and less pressure through your arms. That's going to force your upper body and your core to work really hard to not let that to move, okay? Once you've gotten that and mastered that down, all you're going to do is spread your feet now. Do the same thing, okay? We want to twist nice and slow, 10 to 15 times each way, putting about 30 to 40% pressure through your hands, through the club there. Trying to keep that upper body as still as possible. And then, again, as that starts to get easier, put less pressure through your hands on the club, and then work on just rotating through the pelvis while keeping your upper body as still and as quiet as possible. So that's the first test. Let's move on to test number 2. Test number 2, everything has to do with core control. So for the test, I tucked in my shirt so you can kind of see it a little bit better. We're going to start in that 5-iron golf posture. Again, we're going to cross our hands across our chest, okay? Now from here, what I want you to do is you're going to arch your lower back, again, while keeping your upper body as still and as quiet as possible. So we're going to arch, and then we're going to round our back, just like so. Just like that. So we're just working on tilting our pelvis forward and backward, just like that. And we're trying to, like I said, trying to keep our upper body as still and as quiet as possible. We do not want that to move. As you're going through, you may find it hard to do this without keeping your upper body still as you're trying to do this. You may move your lower body a little bit. You may also feel a little bit of a shake and bake kind of action, just like so, okay? So all of those things means you're not passing the test, and that could be causing you to kind of stand up throughout your swing, causing you to kind of lose posture and possibly miss-hit the ball, which again could be causing you to hit the ball with a slice. So let's go into some fixes for this drill. Alright, so to first fix that pelvic tilt test, that's exactly what we're going to do, but we're going to make it easier by having you lie down on the ground or on your bed, whatever's easiest for you. So all you have to do is lie down on your back, knees are bent up comfortably, okay? There should be a little bit of a space underneath your low back before you start, okay? What I want you to do is you're going to think about your pelvis as a bowl. So we're going to think about tilting the bowl backwards, okay? So when we do that, we're rotating our pelvis backwards. We're tilting that bowl backwards. And then you should feel like your lower back is pushing into the ground or the bed, whatever you're lying on. Now from there, we want to tilt the bowl forwards, okay? We want to go as far as we can. Now there should be an even larger gap behind the small of your back and the ground or the bed, again, whatever you're on. And so we want to go into both directions here to do this. Now I would say do this for 10 to 20 times. Again, it's going to maybe take a little bit of some brain power and some time to get this. But once you're able to get this position, you'll be able to eventually do it in standing and in golf posture, which is enormous and huge to have a very efficient golf swing. So after you're done and after you've mastered this position here, we're going to flip onto our hands and knees. And we're going to be in this position. Again, you can do this on the ground or on your bed. I want your hands directly underneath your shoulders and your knees directly underneath your hips, okay? And again, we want to start with a relatively flat back. And again, from here, we're going to arch our back. So we're just rotating, tilting that bowl forward. And then we're going to tilt the bowl backwards. So now we're rounding the lower back. And we just want to go each way, just like so. Now with this, we want to try and stay nice and quiet and still with our upper body and our mid-back. We're not doing the cat-cow, although if you need to do the cat-cow to kind of get that feel of what your pelvis is doing, that's totally fine. But we're really trying to just isolate the pelvis and your low back to round and arch, just like so. Again, it may be slow at first and it may be difficult and take a lot of brain power, but that's okay. Again, I would do 10 to 20 of these a few times a day until you can master this move. And then I would work to do this. As soon as we're mastered this, go back to the standing position and give that a try. But those are the two fixes that I want you to try to work on that pelvic tilt if that was causing you a problem. So for the last drill here, drill number 3, we want to see if you have enough shoulder mobility, because when you're coming down on the slot, you need to have an appropriate amount of shoulder external rotation to deliver that club on plane so you can get the club face square to the ball. Now if you lack shoulder external rotation mobility, that may be causing you to slice the ball. So here's the test, pretty simple. We're going to do it in 2 positions. So you're going to bring your arm up to your side. We mainly care about your trail arm, but you want to assess and see to do this if you can do it on both sides. So bring your trail arm up. We want the elbow to be at shoulder height. We also want a 90-degree angle with our elbow. So from right here, that's where we are. So first, we're going to start like this. And then I want to see you rotate your forearm back as far as you can while keeping your elbow in line with your shoulder. So we're going to go from here to here as best as you can. Now we're looking to see if you can get your forearm past the line of your ear or basically in line with your spine. Okay, so if you're ending before here, you do not have enough shoulder mobility. Even if you're landing in line with your spine and your ear, you still do not have enough shoulder mobility. We want to see if you can go further back, okay? Now, things to look for in this test. We do not want you to kind of bring your elbow forward. That's going to be cheating. Or let your elbow drop down as you're going back, or really arching with your back to try to bring it back more. Try to stay up nice and tall. Keep this right here. And we want to rotate back as far as you can, just like so. Now if you pass that part, I want you to also get down into your 5-iron posture. We're going to be in that same starting position. And then same thing, we want to rotate back as far as you can. And all the same compensations exist here. Do not let your elbow drop down. Don't let it fall forward. Don't try to bring it back. Don't arch your back as you're rotating backwards. Okay, so we're just going from here to here as far as you can. Again, if you're in line or not past your spine angle on that test in that position, you also failed that test. Now let's get into some fixes for that shoulder mobility. All right, the first step to improving that shoulder mobility, a lot of times what I see in golfers is some tightness in their chest or their pec muscles, which can cause some tightness in some of those muscles in the front that kind of pull you inwards and don't really allow you to rotate your arm backwards. So real simple, if you have a self-massage ball, you can get a tennis ball, a lacrosse ball, even a golf ball will work well. We're going to massage right in the front of the chest here. Now when you're doing this, make sure that you do not massage on any bony parts. That's not going to be very effective, and it's also going to be quite painful. I just want you to massage along kind of the meaty parts. Now in the front of the chest, that's kind of hard because there's not much to get to, but basically we want to get to right underneath the collarbone and right where your shoulder is. Right in this area here is a good meaty spot, and there's a muscle that attaches on your shoulder blade that kind of helps pull you forward and may sometimes limit your ability to rotate your arm backwards. That's not the only muscle that allows or stops you from rotating your arm backwards, but it's very common, and I think if maybe you can give this a try, and if it works, great. If not, again, comment down below and I will be able to help you out and figure out exactly what it is that's causing your mobility issue in your shoulder. Now, if you have a tennis ball or a golf ball, a lacrosse ball, you could do this lying down on the floor, or you could do it right on the corner of a wall. That would be great. Since this ball is kind of big, I'm going to do it lying down. So all you're going to do is lie down. You want to get that ball in position and try to work on moving around, massaging in that area. You may find a little sore spot. You can hang out on that spot for a little bit of a time just to get it to relieve some pressure. The big thing here is you're in control, but it's going to be uncomfortable, but it shouldn't be painful to the point of where you can't stand it, and you never want to do that again. It's going to be uncomfortable, but it doesn't necessarily have to be ungodly painful, okay? So do that for 30 seconds to about a minute and a half, and then I'm going to show you right into the next one to keep working on that mobility for the shoulder. So after you've done some of that soft tissue release with the ball along your chest there, just grab a club. What you're going to do is you're going to put the shaft of the club just on the outside of your forearm, and then you're going to take the other hand down by the handle, and you want to bring your elbow so it's about shoulder height. We're again going to make a 90-degree angle with the elbow. We're holding onto the club. The hand that's holding onto the club face here is going to do nothing. It's just kind of going along for the ride. The other hand is going to pull the club like so. Now this is an advanced stretch. Now you may start to feel that stretch in your shoulder. Just go to wherever you tolerate. I would say hold that there for about 10 to 20 seconds and do like 4 to 5 of those. And then after you're done doing those, I want you to do the next part of this drill to improve your shoulder mobility. After you just did the stretch for your shoulder with the golf club, you're going to lay on the side that's not affected, okay? You're going to put your arm directly on your side here, and then what I want you to do is you're going to lift up as far as you can and then come back down. So our elbow is at a 90-degree angle, our upper arm is in line with our trunk, and we're just rotating our forearm up as far as you can. And you want to do this 10 to 15 times for 2 to 3 sets as soon as you're done finishing that stretch. And this will help to maintain some of that mobility you just worked to improve upon. Okay, so that's going to be the last part to help fix that shoulder mobility issue. All right, thank you so much. That is all the 3 tests and the fixes for all of those. Hopefully, if you failed any of those, you're able to fix these issues, and hopefully you'll see a difference in your swing. If you do, please write me down in the comments, or if you have any questions about the tests or the drills, write them down in the comments and I will make sure that I get back to you. If you guys haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. There's going to be more videos just like this that is going to help fix your body so you can help fix your swing and play the best golf of your life.